you kind of put these two teams together. It happens in exhibition as well. And I've said earlier in the week why you pick an organization like that to play against is they pride themselves in how hard they work. And it's exactly the type of game it was, especially the first period. It was physical, it was fast, it was hard. And obviously, the type of game that we like to be in.
Talk about the work in the defensive zone over the last couple of games for your team. Seems like rebounds are just, they're the first ones pouncing on them, and then the work from the goaltenders, they're not giving up a lot as the game goes on.
Yeah, I think that's crucial. I think it's, we gave up a lot of shots tonight, but I think the secondary opportunities, we did a really good job, again, of winning that initial battle, so that wasn't there. And, of course, Dom's just so solid. When you let him see a puck, Dom's just like, let him see it, and, he'll push it to the corner. So those two go hand in hand, and for the most part, kept their real dangerous scoring chances at a minimum tonight.
I want to talk about a couple of kids who don't get the credit, I think, sometimes. Well, one doesn't anyway. League leader in plus minus is Christopoulos. On the first team when you were here, now that was a much different group talent-wise, he was minus 41. Right now he's minus 48 and has an 8.
Plus 48.
Sorry. Thank you for correcting me. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, those things don't necessarily show up on the score sheet, but they show up in different ways.
Unbelievable. You speak volumes of what he does day in and day out, but what also people don't realize, if you watch the game tonight, when Colby Barlow jumps on the ice, Paul Christopoulos gets on the ice right there with Liam Arnsby and those guys.
On his own, you do
that's a tough job to handle, the best players every night, and be plus 48. Pretty nice to have him on our team.
Did you ever think he was going to get this developed?
100%. When I saw him play at 16 years old, when he was 16, he was in unfair circumstances some nights, but we threw him out to the Wolves, and he's really, really developed into, arguably, his numbers right there, the best defensive defenseman in the league.
I want to ask. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, talk about a guy developing into a scoring weapon for you guys. Anthony Romani with a 2-goal night. Nice to see him putting up numbers like that, but he's getting chances like every game he's out there now. Yeah,
no, he's such a dangerous player for us, and you can see, just mixing up the lines a little bit with Zito being out tonight. We just thought, he's got the brain, he's got the puck motion to be able to play with Petrov and Wakely, and that line was highlight tonight. They were amazing, and Romani, he just found this step here lately, and we all know how dangerous he can be with putting the puck in the net.
Okay, I don't want to get too hung up with the plus minus, but Matt Petrov was minus 16 in the playoffs last year. Right now he's like plus 30. A lot of goal scorers can put up big numbers, but sometimes they're defensively lacking. Yeah. I'm not seeing that from him.
Well, I think he's evolved into a completely different player for us. Last season he had a remarkable first half, and then, I think it was just, it was hard. He was a young player still, but now he's matured, and, his second half has been legendary, and he takes pride in those things. And oftentimes I'm now putting him out in defensive situations because he's so skilled, he doesn't panic with the puck. And he's not afraid of anybody, and he can win battles. So, good point.
As a team, both goaltenders, back-to-back shutouts, and then with the third period goal here today, that ended a shutout streak of over 200 minutes. Basically, the team defense, you mentioned that before, but just your thoughts on those two guys and the performance over the last little while.
Oh, they've been great. It's a total team effort. It starts in the net with those guys. It's been awesome. Hopefully we can continue to play well defensively for them because, we feel like we got strength in the net for sure going forward.
I just want to talk about hustle. There was a play late in the game, and it might be a little thing, but you guys were killing a penalty, and Wakely was harassing their defenseman so much he just basically gave up and shot the puck around the net to his defense partner because Wakely wouldn't get off him. Just that kind of work ethic, even when you're up 3 goals late, is something that you can take to the bank.
It's contagious. It's obviously our captain leads the way for us in that department, and then everybody kind of falls into place from there. So it's nice to see. We're playing the right type of hockey right now. We got to continue it, though.
Thank you.
Don't forget, subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.